I guess we're going. Hi, welcome to my kitchen. I am Dana, and we're gonna grill tonight. So Robbie's got an apron on again tonight, and yeah. So why don't we get started? First of all, it's my 7th stream, and so if you are new to Twitch, that means that soon I'm gonna be an affiliate, which is very exciting to me. It's kind of like the next level up, and we're going to talk a little bit about emotes today because I want to get some ideas from you guys. But what we're making today is we're going to be making a caramelized onion pork burger that's got like barbecue and stuff in it. It's going to be good. I've never made it before, but I just know it's going to be good. These are recipes from my mom's recipe file. That one is, and we're also going to be doing some pinto beans. I actually already started those today, and we're going to keep working on those first. And then I've got a salad that I'm putting together out of my recipes that's a corn, tomato, basil salad because, I mean, pork and pinto beans kind of heavy. We wanted something a little bit lighter. So that's what we're going to do today. And we are going to start by working on the pinto beans. So I didn't buy pinto beans yesterday, so normally I would soak the pinto beans overnight. Oh, and by the way, this is my mom's recipe. This is how it comes in her file. And this is like a super, like it cost her, I don't know if you can see that, 34 cents for this bag of it. But this is the recipe that I'm basing this off of. I'm modifying it just a little bit. But first, I would normally soak the pinto beans overnight and then drain them and then start cooking them. But I forgot to buy them yesterday, so I got them today. And so I quick soaked them by putting them in a pan, covering them with water, bringing them to a boil for a minute, and then taking them off the heat and letting them sit for an hour. After that, for this particular recipe, it had me put in some red pepper and some salt, and then I simmered it for about an hour and a half. So that's where we are right now on this. I'm gonna add some other stuff in. So I'm gonna look at this recipe to make sure I get everything that needs to get in there, which I don't have a garlic clove over here, so hang on. We'll grab some garlic. Oh no, I actually put the garlic in already. Never mind, because I put that in earlier with the red pepper. So we don't need it, although I love garlic, so if it had extra garlic, that would be fine. First we're gonna do is take some butter. I'm gonna start getting that, letting that melt, and I'm gonna chop this onion, and we're gonna soften that up a little bit. How are you guys doing today? I should probably bring the chat over here so I can see what you guys are talking about. My emotes are going to need to be utensils, pots and pans, not a dog. You don't want a velociraptor is one of them. We were kind of thinking of maybe a velociraptor. So, what were some of the other ones, Robbie? What were some of the other ones on our list that we had? He's got the list. He's the man.
Shiny dish.
Dishes.
Or sparkling dish. A hand on fire if you burn anything. A nose for smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision.
Chef's kiss. A knife for a chopping motion. Since there you go. And then maybe some faces of you.
Venomrex says, if there are no dog emotes, Fallen Age will quit.
Fair enough.
I mean, I get it. I totally get it. All right. So, if you remember with an onion, keep that hairy end on the onion because it'll help hold it together while you're trying to chop it. Since I want to make these a little smaller, I cut it in half there, but then you can go along kind of right along like this. I really need to get my knife sharpened. And then this. If you keep your fingers like this, it helps you keep from chopping your fingers off, which is always good. Everybody should keep their fingers. make a raid emote, but with me holding a knife or a spoon. That's a good idea. I like that. Yeah, we were thinking maybe for badges utensils or maybe some plates that were different colors and designs for the different levels. We thought that might be a good idea too. But I think the first one was utensils, wasn't it? Wasn't that your first idea for badges?
Yeah, like a spoon or a fork or both.
Mm-hmm.
So many options.
Alright, Alright, I got my butter melted in here. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in here too. Let that heat up a little bit. And then, this is not what I went over there for. I'm going to end up with a lot of spoons today. Alright. And I'm not really in my running shoes because I always stand in my kitchen in my flip-flops because they're super comfortable. I know there's so much to figure out. We're trying to take it one step at a time and try to figure all of this out. Robbie is, you know, I didn't introduce him today as my cameraman, my full-time dishwasher, but he's also my full-time Twitch minutia guy, because he's the one who's trying to figure out all of that stuff because I'm busy menu planning, cooking, grocery shopping.
And it probably wouldn't work out too well if we switched roles on that. I think it'd be a disaster.
It would be bad if you
I planned the meals and cooked
them.
and you did the Twitch stuff.
Ooh, maybe that can be one of those things for sub points. Like a lot.
Don't-
All right. No, he's shaking his head no, but secret. Okay, so while that is, all I'm trying to do is soften these onions a little bit. I'm actually going to chop up some ham hocks and put those in the beans. And if you're wondering what a ham hock is, it's like what's at the bottom of the joint of the leg right before the foot. But it smells and it tastes just like ham. It's just got a little more fat in it, so it's yummy. See, looks just like ham. So I'm gonna chop some of that up. This is really smoking hot. I don't want it that hot. Get that done. I probably don't need all of this. One of these should be fine. Get some flavor in there. And then we'll put our seasonings in there. So Robbie, the cameraman emote. Ooh, I like it. I like it. That's a good idea. Bok choy, Hen of the Woods mushrooms. Oh, that's good too. What are we cooking? Tex-Mex Gamer. Tex-Mex Gamer, we are cooking some caramelized onion pork burgers, some pinto beans, which is what we're working on right now. And then we're also going to do a corn tomato basil salad. I think we need to be like, this is the bot thing we're supposed to be working on, right? So when people have the questions, it answers it.
Yeah, that didn't quite get done today,
That
sorry.
didn't get done. All right, so I'm gonna dump this in here because those are softened enough. I don't want to brown these. Now the next set of onions that we're going to be doing in this pan, we are definitely going to caramelize. But for the pinto beans, we didn't want to do that. Okay. Now, I am going to add, and again, I'm going to look at this recipe to cheat a little bit. My mom's recipe on the bag of the peas, or the beans that she bought probably 40, 50 years ago. It's got to be from the 70s. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to put in, I'm going to put in half a teaspoon of cumin. Cumin, one of my favorite spices. If you said, Dana, you can only take with you 5 spices, cumin would be on that list. I love it. You can use it for Mexican food and other Latin American food. You can use it for Southern Asian food. All right, and then we need a half a teaspoon of marjoram. And, oh, that's because I've got it in my hand. Now this says to use ground marjoram. I don't happen to have it, so I'm using marjoram leaves. And if you're using anything fresh, like if you're using fresh marjoram leaves, you'll want to double it, because the dried leaves have a lot more flavor. The flavor's more intense. Okay, and then we're gonna put a lot of chili powder in here, because I believe there's 5 teaspoons of chili powder. 1, and kind of more to taste. Was anybody counting? Was that 4? I'm gonna put 1 more in there. I think it was 4. See, I can't talk and measure at the same time. And then also, I'm going to do tomatoes. Do you remember on Sunday when I said I didn't have any crushed tomatoes to put in my tomato sauce, so I was using the whole peeled tomatoes? I lied, because I was looking in my pantry today and I was like, oh, look, here's 2 things, crushed tomatoes. We're going to use the same kind of tomatoes I used for the lasagna, which are the peeled tomatoes, the San Marzano tomatoes, because these are my favorite to use for cooking things like beans and stuff. Well, or lasagna. It's just really my favorite. All right. I'll take this spoon that I've already been using in here. And we're going to turn this on, and then we're going to let this simmer for the next 45 minutes. That's why we were doing this first. And those tomatoes will break down as they cook, and I'll kind of break them. So these were whole peeled tomatoes. They weren't really quite stewed tomatoes. Work with what you got. There was no can in the grocery store I was in that said stewed tomatoes, although there used to be stewed tomatoes everywhere. The products are changing a little bit out there as far as tomatoes are concerned. All right, and what's easy to find and what's not easy to find. So we're gonna put that lid on there and just let that go, and I'm gonna try and taste it later. Ooh, salt. I didn't put salt in there, did I? All right, big pinch of salt. That's gonna go in there. And we'll let that go. That's gonna make a lot. I was looking for my mom's baked bean recipe, because my mom used to make those from scratch, and I can't find that anywhere in her book. So I don't know if Donna or Ruanne is listening. If you have that recipe, I would love to have it. Let's see here. I have your ham shank bone. That would work. You could use bacon. You can use anything. So that's like that pork flavor. So use what you want in there. I just happen to have ham hocks. I think this one actually calls for chopped bacon, but I like the flavor from like ham bones and ham hocks and stuff a little bit better. For this, because there's nothing wrong with bacon. There's nothing wrong with bacon. Oh, by the way, you know what I didn't tell you? Not only do we have Robbie and the Velociraptor and the old man dog, I also have my youngest kiddo is here today too. So they may make an appearance in here when I need help, and I think they came because I'm making burgers.
I came because I quit my job, and I thought that getting a dinner with my mother would actually be a very nice time.
I mean, I'm always excited to have my kiddos at the house, so it's all good.
Do you want me to not be a disembodied voice? Should I say hi?
You can say hi, yeah.
Hi.
So here is my youngest, Kimona.
What's
So,
poppin'?
there we go. All right, neck bones are good too. There's all sorts of things you can do. Like I said, play with your food. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do here is I am going to look at my list and see what I wanted to do next. I'm gonna take some Vidalias. So these are sweet onions. So if you can't find Vidalias, look for sweet onions. And these are the onions we're gonna caramelize for our burgers. So I'm gonna get those started. My mom's recipe says this will take 8 to 10 minutes. I think it's going to take longer because usually when I caramelize at a little bit lower heat, and I let it go for a really long time, and you really pull those sugars out of the onions, and so it's super yummy. It's super yummy. There's some fighting over bones. The dog wrangler
Are you thinking
is
about
in
bones?
action. They're thinking about bones. No, Rocky is thinking about how he needs every bone because he's a little bit of a bully.
That's not thinking about bones.
So, yes, Kelsey has a sibling, has one sibling, a younger sibling, Kimona. So, and they are fun when they're together. I think I may have told this story the first time I was on the air, which is when she was home at some point and they were home and they were upstairs in different rooms, and one of them went do 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 do, and then the other one from the other room went mana mana. Do, 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 do. I think I told that when I was washing my hands doing the Mana Mana song, and then
That's how we
everybody
got started.
got it stuck in their head.
You should just do that
Well,
so that I can pop in and just go, mana
You could do the Muppet one, which is my favorite one.
mana.
Thanks. Yeah. This is what it's like in my house when my kids are home. It's my favorite.
I'm glad you appreciate my wholesome energy.
I do.
Some
Did-
people may call me cringe, but I
Yeah.
say
So
I have a good time.
Did you watch did you watch Cody get pink hair last night?
No, I
Did
didn't.
any of you guys watch Cody get pink hair last night? I think I saw a couple of you in there.
Well, and
Because that was fun. I'm thinking of doing it to Robbie, but see, look, every once in a while I'm down here looking see, then that defeats the purpose. I mean, Kelsey had to have this discussion with him. She's like, that's not you giving up something. That's me giving up something. Because the whole purpose is to make somebody do something that they wouldn't normally do. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I enjoyed it. Kelsey's makeup was a mess.
Cody said it looked nice. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. All right. So since these are going to be going on the burgers, I'm not going to dice them because while some diners do that, I'm actually just going to slice these up. And I love caramelized onions. It's one of my favorite things. I thought it was good. And to start buying lines of cheese. Yeah. For me, it was let me do different eyeshadow on each of the eyes because that's a problem. All right. Caramelized onions. Who likes caramelized onions? I
do.
Robbie and Kimona love them. I got to tell you, like cumin is one of my 5 favorite spices. Caramelized onions is in my top 10 foods. If you put something on the menu at a restaurant and you say there are caramelized onions on it, there is a good chance I'm ordering that. Let's see. Venom Rex, Fallen Angel. Yeah, it is. They are. If you haven't had them, they get sweet. That's what's so nice about it. They get that, they mellow out. You don't get that sharp onion flavor from them. And then on top of that, there's the Velociraptor. On top of that, they're already sweeter onions, so they have more sugar in them, so they get even sweeter when you caramelize them. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. Yum. It looks like Tex-Mex Gamer likes them or as well. All right. So my mom's recipe calls for just some oil in the pan, but honestly, if you're caramelizing onions, you need to put some butter in the pan. That's my opinion. So we're gonna do that. He wants to be on air, apparently. All right, so we're gonna do this here. I'll move that back a little bit. Move these around. And get that started. And get that melted. This one is for that. I mean, I've got a billion spoons over here, so. Oh, are you trying to show Rocky? You should really not be on the
I don't know how that happened.
You don't, huh? Okay. Now, as a Texan, onions is a meat. Yeah, onions. Man. I feel like when you go some places and they just give you that piece of bread and they put some onions that are raw on there. I'm like, if you would just caramelize these onions, that'd be awesome with barbecue. Ever have that? Yeah.
I missed the conversation.
It's okay, it wasn't important.
Okay.
It's just me.
The only thing I had to contribute was I was going to say, well, yeah, they call me Onions Man, even though I'm not either an onion or a man. I think they're bullying me. And this is why I don't talk too much.
Oh. There we go. Let's see here. Yes, hello, Rocky. Doesn't take a long time for them to caramelize. You know, so I used to take a shorter time to caramelize my onions, and then I was trying this recipe to make an onion dip completely from scratch, and I was shocked when it said cook them for 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, and I was like, that's an awful long time. And so when I did that, I was like, actually the onions came out really, really good, really sweet, really soft, and then they were fabulous in the onion dip. Which I think as a kid I probably said I don't like onion dip because it had onions, but as an adult, yummy. Okay, so while those are on here caramelizing, hey, new pressure cooker, awesome. I have a one pot that I think I can do that in. So what I'm gonna do next, we're gonna jump around a lot here. I'm gonna start getting tomatoes cut for the tomato corn basil salad, because they need to like marinate in some salt for a little bit. So what I've got here is I've got 2 heirloom tomatoes, and I've got a mixture of cherry tomatoes. Some of these are from my garden, and some of these are from the store because I like color. So I got some yellow ones and some kind of purpley ones. But I also wanted the ones out of my garden, because finally they started to ripen, which was awesome. So let's see here. And isn't this the cutest little colander? I think it's awesome. It's kind of weird because the water is just, oh, you know, I bet there's a sticker on the bottom I haven't taken off because I bought it. Whoops.
Oops.
All right. That might, no, I don't know. That's weird. No. Who knows? Okay, so cherry tomatoes, we're just going to cut in half. You'll probably see a lot of tomatoes in the summer because I love eating tomatoes in the summer. It's the best time to eat them. They have the best flavor. Yeah. Jammy. You know what, Venom Rex? That's a great way to put it. They get more jammy when you are in here for a little bit longer. But this is a little hot, so we'll turn that down a little bit. But I can already smell them. Can you smell those? They can't see you shake your head.
Yes. Nod.
And then for the heirloom tomatoes, we're going to core them. We don't need all the other stuff inside of them, and then dice them up and put them in here and salt them. Alright. I'm going to take out that middle part here. Some of all that. And so I also like one of another dish that I had once that was so simple and so delicious is it was heirloom tomatoes that had been chopped up and had a little bit of olive oil and basil and salt on them, and then just a big ball of burrata in the middle of the plate, and then some like little toast points kinds of things. And so you could take that and put the, kind of like we did with the bruschetta last time, but then you had the burrata cheese, which is so creamy on the inside and so delicious. We had friends over for dinner a few weeks ago, and when I said, okay, the appetizer's really simple, and she's like, oh my gosh, it's burrata. That's my favorite. So I was kind of glad I did it. All right. Don't forget we're making steak. We're gonna do a reverse sear. We're gonna put it in the sous vide on Sunday, and then get that on the grill and do some crispy smashed potatoes. I'm so excited because I am a steak girl. I love steak. I'm gonna guess that Texas Gamer loves steak because they're in Texas. And if you're in Texas,
You love steak?
you have to love steak.
Wow, we're perpetuating stereotypes on this stream. I think if you're from anywhere, you probably love steak.
I know people who don't. I actually know people who don't like chocolate and don't like coffee.
Me too.
I mean, I don't like coffee. That makes me people.
That makes you people?
I mean, I like chocolate well enough.
Yeah. That's true.
You can have the coffee, and
It's
I'll
not
take
like I'm
the
a chocolate
chocolate.
fiend.
You'll take the chocolate. If coffee, I would have a tough time giving up. I did give it up for 6 weeks at one point in college.
I feel like coffee is like a tool more than it is a drink for most people, where it's like, oh, I need the caffeine and it's easy to make and it's like enjoyable enough, right? But
Yeah.
like, doesn't serve any purpose for me since I have ADHD. It's like, oh, this actually only makes me more tired.
Calms you down.
Yeah. But then I can drink a Coke.
That's true. I remember when you went on a trip with your dad and he forgot your medication for ADHD and called me in a panic, and I was like, just find a caffeinated drink.
He's like, what are you talking about? It's like, just trust me.
Texas Gamer says, they're a sucker for steak. Make sure to go to the Beehive in Abilene. Can you write that down? I did, since I wasn't on Twitch when we did this in March, Robbie and I took a trip to Canyon, Texas, which is a Palo Duro Canyon. Which, did you know that Palo Duro Canyon is the second largest canyon in the United States? I did not. It's beautiful.
Trivia.
But one of the things that we did, and Robbie did this, I'm going to give him credit, is he found places along the way that were either holes or had, how would you describe what you were searching for?
Off the beaten path?
Off the beaten path places?
Local
Restaurants
Yeah.
that weren't chains, because our rule
Yeah, no
was
chains.
our rule was no chains. So we didn't need a single chain restaurant on this trip.
So you're in trouble if you needed to close a fence.
If we needed what?
If you needed to close a
Yes.
fence, you're in trouble.
I got it.
Because no chains.
I see.
Like a physical chain. I can tell you're messing with me, but I'm going to mess with you right back.
Anna found some awesome restaurants. You know? So I think we're going to be going on a trip in a couple of weeks, and I think we're going to do the same thing, is no chains again. All right.
But if you have to drive on snow, that's going to be a problem.
It'll be a problem if I have to drive. No chain.
Do you get it, Chad?
No chain restaurants. Okay, so Mary's in Strawn has the best chicken fried steak. All right. Good to know. I love getting recommendations for restaurants. Okay. Tomatoes are now going to be marinating in some, not marinate, they'll be sitting around in some salt for a little bit. I'm gonna let them sit. All right. We'll be making that salad in a little bit. All right. Look, these are starting. I got a little too brown on a couple of them, but they're starting to look, ooh, starting to look all good. Keep letting those go. And then what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start making the pork burgers.
Or as I like to call them, burgers.
Well, usually they're made out of beef. So.
I said purgers with a
Burgers. Oh, burgers.
Yeah. I see the portmanteau was lost on you.
Oh, crazy. Okay. So first thing we've got is I've got about 2 pounds, a little over 2 pounds of pork. My mom's recipe has enough for 4 burgers, but since there are 3 of us here, I know that we want more than 4. Right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Neither me nor Robbie will be sated with a single burger.
Can you
Except
have
I
too
might be,
many?
because I've eaten a lot today.
Phenomena?
Phenomena. Okay, so. All right.
Just getting out of the way, don't worry about me.
So I'm ready. Pork burger sounds interesting. I have had them before. It's been a long time. Let's see. What did my mom write on here? My mom made this on September 1st, 2013. I know because she wrote it on the recipe. So, I really did kind of get my mom. I like to try new things that I haven't made before rather than making the same things over and over again. I like to mix it up. And I was thinking, where did I get that from? And then I started seeing that my mom was actually putting dates on her recipes, and I'm like, yeah, there we go. Okay. So, the pork burgers, they are going to have some fresh cilantro, and I'm going to clean this off real quick. Get the tomatoes off of there. So let's see, I think I need all of these things. Cilantro, garlic powder. I'm gonna need some Italian breadcrumbs, which I don't have, so I'm going to make them. I need mustard, ground mustard, and I need some cayenne. So let's get this going. Oh, I think I also need barbecue sauce and Parmesan cheese. That was back here. I had that too. Okay. So I've got my pork in here. I'm trying to make sure I don't burn these. I need to probably check on these. Oh, I did that again. Okay, let's turn that down. Okay, what am I doing? Where did my barbecue sauce go? Did I get it out already? You see it? Let's see.
Shout outs to my
Who
barbecue
took
sauce.
the barbecue sauce?
I've lost the barbecue sauce. Where did it go?
You're lost to outside of the sauce for once.
All right, here we go. Do you guys ever have, like, I always seem to have, like, just a little bit of barbecue sauce left in all the bottles after I use it. So let's see here. All right, so we're gonna start by adding some chopped cilantro. So I don't know how you guys store your herbs, or if you know how to store them. If you don't, you either want to wrap the bottoms of them in paper towels, or you want to kind of keep them like you do fresh flowers. So that's the way I usually do it. Occasionally I'll put paper towels around them. But this way they're easier. I can put them on the counter like this, and then I can pretend somebody brought me flowers. Somebody's rolling their eyes at me over there. You can guess who it is. All right. So first, fresh cilantro. I'm not doing mise en place. We're just going to go with it. We're just going to go. Don't tell the chefs. All right. Cilantro. And then we're going to put in some Parmesan cheese, which I need to go get the grater for. So let's get that in there. You had so many empty bottles, you started tossing them. So that's what today I've got this one. This is one's about half full. And so I'm using that for the pork burgers and the onions.
So you're a barbecue sauce bottle half full kind of woman.
I am.
Gotcha.
I am. Okay, so now we need some mustard. And I'm going to use about 2 teaspoons of that. And I need to clean that out real quick. Because we don't want chili powder in the mustard. And since I'm doubling this in the original recipe, it would be 2 teaspoons. I'm going to put 4 in here. There's a dog at my feet that I'm so going to trip on because he smells pork.
I'll just stand here and get ready to catch whatever you're going to throw.
Okay.
I also see that he's trying to take you down like one of the snow fighters takes down an AT-AT.
Yes, exactly. Robbie said that the other day too.
Yeah.
He's got a lead on him because he thinks that when he gets into trouble that chasing is a game. So the trainer said put a lead on him so that you can just catch him real easily. And he takes that lead and he'll wrap it around your legs. So you have to be really careful not to fall over like an at. So.
Now you might not believe it, but she's a real Star Wars fan.
I am a real Star Wars fan. All right. So then I'm going to put in about a half a tablespoon of garlic powder in here. And then some cayenne. And this is half a teaspoon. So that's really about a teaspoon. But Robbie likes things spicy. So we'll probably put in a little bit more than a teaspoon. And then we're going to mix this up with our hands. Ooh, can you get me, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fit it here. Oh, you know what I need from you? Can one of you, the measuring cups are over there, can one of you measure half a cup of this barbecue sauce and pour it in here? At least you don't, you're making faces, he's making faces at me when I'm doing this with my hands.
I was getting in the line of sight for the camera.
Oh, but you're also making faces at me when I said I'm gonna mix this with my hands.
Oh. My bad.
You don't have to do it, I'm doing it for you. See, I love having helpers in the kitchen. Could you go get me a cookie sheet?
I got it.
All right.
How big do you want your cookie sheet?
Just a cookie sheet, as I make these. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But I need the barbecue sauce first.
I'm working on it.
I'm very demanding. I'm very demanding. All right. You know the lasagna's all gone. If you were here on Sunday, it was a lot of lasagna, but we finished it up.
It's like chocolate pudding.
All right,
Just
put that in
kidding, it's
here.
barbecue sauce.
Okay. And then, yeah, pour it in. There you go. And then would you do that again? And what we're going to do is do a half a cup in the onions as well and stir that into the onions. And now my hands are really going to get messy.
Just gonna.
So,
Keeping helping with barbecue sauce on the side of this, so I'm not gonna set it down on the counter.
all right. Oh, that barbecue sauce smells good. I don't think I've ever put barbecue sauce in the burger meat. Have any of you guys ever done that? I've put seasonings and stuff, but not barbecue sauce.
You said you wanted a half cup for the onions, right?
Yes.
This pan?
Yeah. And then if you can stir that for me. New to you, you do with your meat. Well, yeah, I guess with meatloaves, but with your burgers. Meatloaves I see. So it's kind of like almost a mini meatloaf, I guess. Especially, ooh. Next, you know what you can do for me?
Well,
Well,
stir
that-
the onions, right?
Stir the onions, yes. I'm very demanding.
You get one extra person in here, and you're like, hey, you know what? I will do half the work.
No,
You're like 7
it's
streams
because-
in, 2 helpers, half the work.
Can you do me a favor and in a little bowl, can you put some breadcrumbs and some of the Italian seasoning in it? Remember how I said I usually make my own Italian seasoning? This is one of those times I don't because,
There's already
I'm
enough
not.
going on.
yeah, there's enough going on already. All right. I like to put my burgers on cookie sheets to take out. But I have a very special plate that I bring it back in. It's a plate that my mom and dad got. I think my mom got it at a wedding shower back in the early 60s. And it's like metal. Yeah, that's good. There's so much family here today. I know, where are you? You should be here. Yes. So we're making our own Italian style breadcrumbs because I didn't realize I didn't have any. I usually put those on hand, but I didn't have them. But no fear, all you gotta do is throw some Italian seasonings into regular breadcrumbs. Oops, that's good.
Are
Perfect.
you okay? I just elbowed you like
That's
you were
okay.
on WWF.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's all good.
And tonight on Dana's Kitchen, watch Kimono Throwdown with Dana!
See, it gets crazy.
You know, the most common complaint I got at my job from my boss was, please be quieter, when I was on the phones.
Sounds pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Hot and ready, what goes into Italian seasoning? So, usually some dried basil, some garlic, oregano, marjoram, trying to think. I usually, when I make my own, I put a little bit of red pepper flakes in there. You can put a little bit of thyme in there. Savory is really good in there, as well as sage. So you can kind of make it your own, like what are the flavors that you really like, but you can actually put, when we did the lasagna, I had all of those flavors in it when I put it into the, and parsley, dried parsley. When I put it in the sauce.
How much more do you want these to be stirred?
Oh, you're done.
Oh,
You're done.
I was
It's
just,
all
you know,
good.
I was like, I'm gonna go until she tells me to stop. I don't want to have
That's good to
unstirred
know.
onions on my hands.
That's good to know. I need to say stop. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So hi Eris. Hi Eris. Kelsey, you're working.
Kelsey's in chat.
Yep. She said the whole family's here. Or there's a lot of family here.
I'm pointing directly at you, Kelsey. You specifically. Ignore this if you're anybody else. But for Kelsey specifically, you. I miss you.
Aww. Yeah, and if
Die a violent death.
you missed us singing the Phenomena song, Kelsey. So
It's a whole thing in this
typed
house.
Okay, so if you see "drink more arsenic" in the chat, that's Robbie. Which I want to be clear here. I do not put any arsenic in the food that I fix.
Oh, I thought that was the secret sauce.
Nope.
That's why everything tastes so good.
Nope.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Your mother's been lying to me all these years.
All right. I think this is going to make about 6 burgers. And a baby burger.
And a baby.
And a baby burger. Some of these have a little more sauce because they're a little bit looser. But it's going to make you keep it moist. That'll be good. Yeah. So, we'll have to maybe sing Phenomena to Kelsey. Ooh! Sorry, Otis.
I'm ready to go whenever.
Well, I'm also trying to talk about the cooking, so we have to do that too.
Right. This can't just be a Phenomena stream.
It
We don't
cannot
have a
be a
category for
Phenomena.
that on Twitch.
No, there's no. I mean, just chatting, probably.
I don't know how much I would consider Phenomena chatting.
It depends on what, species you are. If you are a Sesame Street monster, it's definitely talking.
It's... Wait. Oh, damn it. I thought I knew what they were called.
Oh, yeah.
All I can think about is Fraggle Rock right
The
now,
Yip
so my
Yips?
brain is fried.
Are you thinking of the Yip Yips?
No, I was thinking about Fraggle Rock, which is what I
Oh.
just said if you were listening.
Oh. Testy. Very testy. Maybe in the music channels. There you go. Could do Phenomena on the music channels. Okay, I'm just gonna stick that there. Okay, burgers are gonna be ready to go on the grill. Do you know what that means?
Preheat grill.
Preheat the grill. So Robbie's gonna go preheat the grill at medium to high. We don't want it too hot, but we also want it hot enough to get that nice caramelization on the burger, that nice kind of, I guess it's not really caramelized on the grill, but.
Aladdin's Girl has a good point. The Muppets actually sang that song, so it looks like we're both owned.
Muppets, Sesame Street. There were Muppets on Sesame Street.
Mhm.
Okay.
But that should have been an easy tell for the species. Because they're Muppets.
Because they're Yip Yips. No, they're not Yip Yips. Do you guys remember the Yip Yips? They were the ones that go, yip, 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 yip. The phone would ring and they'd go, yip, 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 yip. No. Radio.
Do you remember which Muppet was in the Phenomena skit? There was one particular one that was in it.
There was one that looked like animal, but it wasn't animal. I don't remember. Does anybody else remember?
The answer is
That's it.
simpler than you might think.
Is it Monster?
No. One very famous one back.
Who is it?
It's Kermit.
Not the one I know.
In the one at the end when he's like leaving, he like runs through Kermit's office, and then at some point Kermit like gives them a call. He's like, "Hey, I have a call for you," and then it says "Phenomenon," and that's how it ends.
Oh. I think there's an older version of that.
Okay, that's the one that I find when I go look it up on YouTube, and it's very good.
Okay. So what I'm gonna make next. Oh, dogs.
It's less important than the dog.
No, you can go look at the dogs. That's fine. I'm just making a dressing. It's fine.
Cookie.
And we're
Oh,
back.
hi! You're back. All right. So I'm gonna make the dressing for our salad that we've got tonight, and it's gonna be a third of olive oil, third of a cup. I shouldn't a third. What does that mean? A third of a cup. That's kind of like when you were younger, Kimona, and you would say things like, "I'm 6,002,433 6.2922 fast,"
I was right.
which is
Yeah.
pretty
You
fast.
can't disprove me.
Pretty fast. Okay, we're gonna do some flat leaf parsley. So Is that my parsley? That is. Oh, I've got new parsley. That's the cilantro. I want the parsley. So I'm gonna chop up some flat leaf parsley. I need about a tablespoon of that.
Yeah, Kelsey's got the right idea. A third of the whole bottle.
A third of the whole bottle. That would be a lot of olive oil. That's a big bottle. And
We're
that
gonna
would be a
fry our
lot.
parsley.
That would be a lot. If you're just joining us, we're making pork burgers with caramelized onions, some pinto beans, and a tomato, corn, that's the word, corn, basil, salad. Okay, so I need about a tablespoon, that's about a tablespoon. I need some red wine vinegar. So I've got my red wine vinegar. I need 3 tablespoons of that. If you don't have red wine vinegar, you can use a different kind, like a champagne or a white wine vinegar is good, would be good too. But I think for this, the flavor of the red wine vinegar adds a lot to the dressing. And then we're going to do a tablespoon of grainy mustard. Which I'm not exactly going to measure because that would mean I have to clean out the tablespoon, and I'm just too lazy to do that. So that's about a tablespoon. That would be enough for salad. Yeah, like a river of olive oil. Okay. And this salad dressing, what I really kind of liked about it when I saw it the first time is that it has some really good umami flavors in it. So it uses soy sauce and miso in it to give it kind of more of a luxurious, unctuous kind of flavor to it. So this calls for soy sauce. I try to use tamari sauce whenever I can in place of soy sauce because it doesn't have the MSG in it, and the gluten really, I react to gluten a lot, so I've been paying for the pasta. My arthritis has been paying for the pasta on Sunday, but totally worth it. Totally worth it. So I'm gonna put a tablespoon of tamari in here, but you can use soy sauce. But use low sodium soy sauce if you're going to.
Are you ready for those to go on the grill, burgers? Or do you want to wait?
I want to wait until
checking.
I'm done with the dressing. And then I'm going to use a tablespoon of light sweet miso. You can use white miso. I could not find it, so I just didn't want to use like any of the dark misos that were out there. So I use about a tablespoon of that. And do you remember when I told you the best way to make dressing is to throw it into a little jar of some sort, because then you can shake it up. And then we've got to mince a shallot, which I have around here somewhere. So, I take the shallot. Look at the mess I made. Did Robbie just go out and take the, what's he doing? I don't know either. You bought a bag of MSG today? All right. You've never heard of that sauce? Well, so balsamic, I like balsamic too, but I think it would be a little overpowering in this particular for the corn and everything in it. So the red wine vinegar on this I think is a little bit lighter and doesn't give you that really strong flavor, the balsamic, because I love balsamic vinegar and I love cooking with it. Robbie claims he doesn't, but I don't think he always knows when I use it.
You're very sneaky.
I'm sneaky. I am. So, but you could use balsamic in there. Just know that it's might overpower like the corn and the tomatoes and whatnot. So I'm gonna mince this here on my very dirty cutting board. Then I'm gonna need to clean up or use a different one. And look, I'm gonna remember to use my scraper because Robbie told me that last time, even though I had the scraper right next to my hand, I was using my knife to scrape things up. So I put that shallot in there. I'm picking up a little bit more of the parsley. That's okay, we don't want that. That's the skin of the shallot. Notice how I forgot to get a bowl today to throw my stuff in, so you get to see my backside a lot. I'm sorry. And then shake it up. And then you've got your dressing. Okay. So yummy on tomatoes. Yes, balsamic is yummy on tomatoes, but since this has basil and, well, the basil's fine, but since it's got the corn in there, I'm going a different direction. All right. Did you want to go put these on the grill? Should we walk out to the grill with him?
It's go time.
Hey, come on, you want to go out to the grill? Carry that out to the grill?
Yeah, let's take a look. Chat.
Yeah.
Also, bonus Dougie.
Now, oh, I'm not.
This is Kimona and Robbie's kitchen now. It's
Oh dear.
oh.
Don't let Dana see
Look at that. It's already going poorly. Maybe it should still be Dana's kitchen. All I can think of is just Top Gear. Oh, that's not going well.
So one of my goals this summer is to get a charcoal grill so we can start playing with charcoal, and I'd love to get a smoker at some point so that we can play with that.
You are officially banned
Yeah.
from watching King of the Hill.
There.
It's been recombined.
Okay. And here's the plate I was talking about that was
I was gonna give it a nice little pan around the grill, but for now, you'll have to return for the product. And let's head back inside.
all right.
I'm gonna need a gimbal to do this. How do I put this back? Where does this go? Is this fine? Robbie, handle it. This is your screen.
When you get those inexperienced camera people. Okay.
Yes, we're all of 7 shows in.
Yeah.
This is why you don't put somebody in on the spot when they thought
Oh.
they were just coming over for a delicious hamburger.
So Aladdin's girl just said she once went to the grocery store and someone had put parsley in the cilantro spot. Funny enough, when I went and I bought it yesterday, and this is at a store that has tons, it's Central Market, so I don't know if you know that, but you know, they have like the biggest fresh, you know, veggie area, right? And she's like training somebody, and he's like, what is this? And she goes, that's cilantro. And I said, no, it's actually flat leaf parsley. And she's like, oh, I didn't know. So it happens. You have to smell
So
it.
generous
really.
of you to go in and give them free training on your own behalf.
Hey, that's your quilt, Kelsey? It is. And I've said that I would send it to you, but you said no, not to. So no complaining. So let's see. Hot and ready. Oh, thank you for... I like my kitchen a lot. Yeah, I redid it about 2.5 years ago. So, all right, now I gotta get the corn, and I'm gonna look and see how much corn I'm supposed to have. How much? About 2 cups.
Can I show them your corn bowl?
My corn bowl? I'll show my corn bowl.
If you don't have a corn bowl in your kitchen, it's L on your part.
It's set up to make it easy to find things, because if I had to go and find them in my refrigerator, we would be here for 3 hours.
You would have the barbecue sauce situation
I
again.
would have that,
Yeah.
exactly. So Central Market and H-E-B are great. Yeah, and finally there's going to be some H-E-Bs around here, which will be awesome. Wait a minute, why did I
Oh
put
no,
that
the
in there?
empire. It's expanding.
So, Sip, Kelsey, we're getting them. They're moving here, so we're gonna get them. Just like we Trader Joe's, actually.
Now I can't just sit there and act like people from Houston are annoying about HEBs, because now everybody I know is going to be annoying about HEBs.
I mean, Central Market is H-E-B, so
Oh, is it really?
it's owned by H-E-B's. They're kind of more gourmet grocery store.
That makes sense.
So we won't get one here in Grapevine South Lake because it'll be too close to Central Market, but it's worth driving to. All right. So I don't know, that looks like that's probably about pretty close enough to what I need. And then I need to do some more parsley and some more basil. Well, not more basil, I need to do basil, which I haven't done. All right. And we're gonna get a bowl to put all of that stuff in. Wait a minute, I've got the tomatoes, I can put it in that bowl. Unless everybody thinks Robbie needs more dishes to do later. Does Robbie need more dishes?
Evil.
I'm evil. I resemble that, Mark. Okay, I'm gonna put the corn in there. There's a few little pieces of the silk because I didn't clean it very well, apparently. I'm gonna trip you.
I mean, this is the thing that normally when you have a dog, you think you're avoiding when you don't have a cat. It's like, oh, the whole just, oh, they like to walk in circles around you and then until you trip and then act like it's your fault.
Mm-hmm. They whine or yelp.
Do they beer?
No,
What about tequila?
no,
Any kind of liquor?
no,
Schnapps?
no.
Okay.
Are we helping?
This is what I live with. Help me.
You know, you've been my mom for 22 and a half years at this point. You could have disowned me anytime.
Nah,
Just letting you know.
it's fun. All right, I'm gonna take them. How are those burgers doing? It's about 4 minutes per side. Do you want the thermometer?
I already have it.
Oh. We found it's easier to make sure that we get meat right if we have a thermometer. So, cats ignore you. Like 200 foot while you cook and hopes you drop food. Yeah. Or if Kelsey's in town, they like to sit at her feet in hopes that she will drop food.
Oh, yeah, by the way, here's Kelsey's simulator. Let me just grab a cup.
What are you doing? Oh, yeah, she doesn't close cabinet doors. That's how I know she's here.
And then I walk in and I'm like, oh. Hey, cabinet doors
Like,
open.
oh,
I
yeah,
didn't know
Kelsey's
Kelsey was in
home.
town.
Kelsey's home. All right, so I got about 12 basil leaves, and I'm just kind of chopping those up. Gonna put those in there, and some fresh Parmesan, because you gotta have fresh Parmesan. And I know I've got the grater here somewhere. Do you like how I make a mess? Am I the messiest person in the kitchen?
No, you were just talking about how it's Kelsey.
About Kelsey?
I'm sorry, Kelsey.
Busted.
Just know that if next time you're in town to do this, you get to do the same thing to me.
Hey, I don't mind it because it means you're here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to live with you, so Cody would have a different take on that. At the wedding, Kimona said, you know, most of us are taller, so that we cannot walk underneath the cabinets when they're open.
Yeah, she's the only one that cannot reap what she sows. It's a little bit harder now because you've Kelsey-proofed the cabinets by putting them back over the counter so that even if they are open,
They don't.
nobody will walk into them.
Yeah. All right. Oh, I had him do the breadcrumbs and I forgot to put them on the burgers. I'll be right back. Well, go sprinkle.
Sprinkle the breadcrumbs on the...
Yeah, so have you already flipped them?
Yep.
Okay. So you made these beautiful Italian breadcrumbs, but we forgot to roll the burgers. The breadcrumbs.
Would you like it on the one side? No.
Guys, we didn't make a mistake. Look, there are some dogs here.
Because it was supposed to be like before you cook it and then you cook it with the breadcrumbs. But you know what, honestly, I was a little worried about that because I thought it might burn because it's on the grill.
Yeah, there's some sear marks on there. That might have burnt up.
Okay, so when I post the recipe, I will post it with the breadcrumbs, but know that we made it without the breadcrumbs. And if you're putting it on the grill, I don't know. I think it might, they might burn. But if you're gonna put it in a pan where you have some maybe some oil or something in it, or the fat from the burger gets in there, then maybe that would be okay and kind of be almost meatball-like for a burger, which sounds really good.
That does.
All right, so that's it for this. Now we've got this nice, pretty, colorful salad that we're gonna have. I'm gonna taste it first because it made me salt. And look what I got today.
What did you get?
A thing
Oh.
with a bunch of spoons in it, so I don't have to run around like a crazy person. Except I still run around like a crazy person. Okay. I gave you a little salt. Robbie's gonna check on the burgers again. He's gonna try and take Rocky. We'll see if he goes. And these onions, I haven't tasted those either, but they look good. That's good. That is really good. So even if you don't make the pork burgers, think about caramelizing your onion and just putting like a half a cup or a quarter cup of barbecue sauce in it. That'd be really good. So, dogs, yes, dogs. Phenomena. I'll just sing to myself. Phenomena.
Do, 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 do. Mama. Mama.
So now all the way towards the burgers come in, and so over the that, I'll get some buns ready and clean up my disaster area here. And you know what? Even with all of these dishes and all of this mess and everything, and Robbie helps me clean up the kitchen and has never complained. I've probably complained more than him. Oh yeah, we gotta put the dressing on the stuff over here. I don't think we need all that dressing. That's a lot. I was a little concerned when it was like 1/3 of a cup. You were ducking? Burgers aren't ready yet?
Wait.
What are you looking for?
Grabbers. Spatula. Which
A
is what I said.
grill spatula, big one. Spatula. Big.
As it's called, a gratula.
A gratula.
I am gratula.
You're a little stuck on the Muppets, aren't you?
I guess. Oh, do you want me to do like a serious, edgy vampire voice? I just figured
no.
that's the Dracula
Can
voice
you,
more people are.
Hi, can you see me? I don't know if you can.
Let me just tilt this down so that we can actually see that. How do I do this? Is it like this? Oops. Well, now I got my hand
You
in the
can't
way.
really tilt down, you have to lift it up. We
And
don't have one of them fancy tilters on the camera tripod yet. So here are our beans. And I'm gonna taste them. See how they're doing.
How are they? Hot, I'm assuming.
Woo! Yeah, they're good. Those are good. Almost chili-like. I think because it has so much, chili powder in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want to try and mimic Mima's baked bean recipe because nowadays I think most people, I don't know if you do, but I think most people just buy a can of baked beans and heat it up. And I remember my mom putting them in the oven and having the brown sugar and bacon and all of that and making her own baked beans. So I'll have to kind of explore that. Do you guys like baked beans? I think you either love them or you hate them for the most part. Cans. Yeah, I mean, because they're pretty good, but they're just not the same as coming out of a Corningware casserole dish with, the little blue flowers and the little corn flowers on the side, and it's got bacon on the top of it that's like sizzling as it comes out of the oven. That's what I remember. So so now we're just waiting for Robbie because everything else is done. And except for the buns. Now, this recipe is a little older, and I know that my mom's grocery store in St. Louis, which was Schnucks, that they carried these onion buns. So they were Schnucks. I'm getting a.
It's just such like a 50s, 60s name. Just, Hey, I'm gonna go down to Schnucks
Schnucks.
and get myself some baked beans.
Yeah. So, but they had hamburger buns that had like toasted onions on the top of it, which is what this recipe actually was calling for, these onion buns. I looked, I could not find them. So we have buns left over from some brisket burgers we had the other night, and then I also picked up some brioche buns as well. And how are they doing?
They're done. They're off.
They're off. Okay. So I could have been, instead of just sitting here chatting some more, I could have been putting these in the oven so that they got toasty. But I didn't. But if you want to do that, you can brush them with melted butter on the top, or you can brush them with some olive oil and get them into the oven, or put them in a hot pan. So I love Schnucks too. Schnucks is nice. So if you think about, if you are aware of Schnucks, that's kind of what HEB is in Texas. Is like the super Schnucks that have like the places to eat and coffee places and stuff in it. And has the I remember the walk-in cooler at the Schnucks by my mom's. And all that. You show the
If you want. Okay, well, I'll just do it. You can see somebody wants them badly.
That's right. So there we go. They're kind of falling apart, but you know what? They're still going to be yummy.
The good ones are on top to hide that.
Did I ruin it?
You ratted me out.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry. Okay.
That's why you make more than just a couple, so you still have some good ones.
All right. I'm gonna make one of these for us to kind of share and taste over here.
Sure.
So seriously, this recipe calls for just taking one of these. You want to put one of those on there? Burgers. Just use your hands. Come on. We're all friends. That seemed like that would be terrible to use your hands. All right. What I do have for you, if you want to add this onto your burger later, after we taste this one, is I have some mushrooms. And I have some Swiss cheese.
Do you smell something?
Here we go. Look at that. I'm making I doubled the recipe of the onions because I like them so much. Dierberg's bucket, you like Dierberg's better? Oh, Schnucks is better than Dierberg's. I agree. My mom used to make these grocery lists, so she'd have, here's what I'm getting at Sam's, here's what I'm getting at Dierberg's, here's what I'm getting at Schnucks, here's what I'm getting at Trader Joe's, and it was based on whatever was on sale. So it was kind of, and don't laugh, because I mean, I laugh at that, and yet I do the same thing. Look at this. This plate is not pretty.
Deborah would not be pleased.
No, Deborah would be. Or Amberell. All right. We're going to get a little of this in here. And again, just like on Sunday, I'm trying to avoid the giant chunks of tomato that are in there. But it's super hot. Okay. Now, what am I doing?
Corn?
No, it's in there.
Oh.
I frequently don't know what I'm doing. All right. This way we can all take a taste of this burger. I think this would be really good kind of desserts. Are we there?
I think we're back now.
Are we back? Okay. So anyway, this is my very messy plate. I'm gonna make another plate and make it look pretty, and then I'm gonna eat it. But we're gonna try this one first, and I'm gonna bring it over here. And I think I might need to get napkins, but here's a spoon for everybody so you can try the other things on there. Oh, Kimona's getting the napkins.
It's your stream. You should stay on camera.
Am I on camera? Are you on camera?
No.
You're not. Then get over here.
Get over here.
All right.
Dana's scorpion skin for Mortal Kombat 11 and coming soon.
I think somebody had asked me if I ever make wild game like venison or gator. I have not yet, but I'm being attacked here. So take something. Take it. Take it.
Surprise, I'm going for the burger.
Shocking.
There we go.
Oh, look at that. That's cooked well. How is that? Is that good?
I didn't screw it up.
Mmm.
It's a very rich burger. There's a lot of intense flavor.
Yeah, that is really good. And those onions, like I will do that again with onions, even if I'm not making the pork burger, because I think those onions are really delicious.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Rocky likes the onions too.
No, he can't have onions. Don't let him eat onions. Okay.
I didn't say anything.
You didn't say anything?
Nope.
Okay. So now I'm going to try the beans. Robbie's over there washing his hands, even though we had napkins right here. Beans are good now that they're not scalding my tongue. Are we on? Okay. And you're going to try the salad?
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to try? This is the communal plate. All right.
It's interesting with the corn, the salad is pretty, it's like crunchy,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is always good in a salad.
It gives a little bit of a crunch.
Mhm.
Apparently you can't see. There we go. You guys gonna try the beans?
I'm gonna get one more bite of the salad with some more corn in it. That last one was literally all tomatoes.
You know what we need? Beer. We need a beer with this.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, there you go. This is recipes from my mom's recipe file. The pork burgers with caramelized onions that have some barbecue sauce in it, and the pinto beans, and the tomato basil corn salad, which is actually my recipe. I mean, I'm just going to sit here and eat it, but, you know. So, I have this on brioche buns. The actual recipe calls for onion buns. I couldn't find them. But I think the brioche buns are delicious with it as well. So, do you guys have any other thoughts, questions, anything else? Always need a beer? Yeah, I agree. You're probably gonna have a revolver blood and honey.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a Shiner. What's it called? Lady Ready Red something. I can't remember.
I'll go to
It's like grapefruit and ginger infused beer because I love ginger.
Be right back.
I'll eat.
You just eat.
And then, so, I don't know. I can't turn this off because I'm over here with barbecue all over my hands and they just went to go get the beer. So it's just us. It's just us right now. Topo Chico.
I'm having a Topo Chico. I'm not a beer guy.
Yeah. Topo Chico. Thank you. Thanks for the good stream. You guys love when you guys chat with me. Anybody else come up with any more ideas for the emote? Because we're going to start working on that, and I'm going to get that up as soon as I possibly can. What's it called again?
Affiliate?
The one that you
No,
wanted?
the one I wanted.
Ruby Redbird.
Ruby Redbird. That's what it's called. And it has, ginger and grapefruit in it. So it's a really good, it's a good beer. And it's also, I'm only 95 calories, which is also good because I need to, keep my girlish figure here. Well, thank you guys so much for joining tonight. Join us on Sunday. On Sunday, we're going to be doing the steak that I made for Cody that he talked about to everybody. And the sous vide gets reverse seared. And we're going to do some crispy smashed potatoes and something else, but I haven't made that decision yet. So join us at 5 on Sunday. And thank you guys so much. I love having you with me in my kitchen.
Hello.
Bye. I'm